Welcome back. And some breaking news coming in. A United States think tank has asserted that Pakistan is more of a threat rather than an ally as it continues to support terror groups. It said that Washington must place sanctions on Pakistan if it doesn't mend its ways. So this is a report from a US think tank warning, in fact, the United States how Pakistan continues to remain a threat, more of a threat rather than an ally. And this is also coming at a time when the US in the past has criticized Pakistan for sheltering terrorists and also urging Pakistan to make a historic shift in order to stop providing safe havens to terrorists on Pakistan soil. And now this report coming in from a US think tank. Let me go straight across now to Hamza for more details and updates. Hamza, tell us a little bit more about this recent report, because in the past also US has criticized Pakistan for sheltering terrorists on their soil.
Well, yes. In fact, since the time I think Pakistan has actually started becoming an ally to the United States on war on terror, over 13 years of relationship, US has always been asking Pakistan to do more. And this report is no surprise, only for the fact that there have been talks on cutting out aid to Pakistan, turning it into more of a loan than aid, even in the coalition support fund to Pakistan. So I think that is in the same lines as well when they say that Haqqani network operates in Pakistan, other groups operate in Pakistan. Then obviously the aid and the coalition support fund given in the form of ally support as in the war on terror it's not really bearing fruit,
Yes.
So I think that is where it is coming from. There has been debate going on and in the US, and I think the Trump administration does not want to support Pakistan any further.
Okay, that's important. How much of an impact is this report likely to have between the US-Pakistan relations? Because the US president, coming out with some very strong words post the London attack, where he clearly stated that terrorism, needs to be taken seriously, and no other nation will be spared. Those who have been providing shelter to those who only spread terror.
Well, it is actually going to have an impact. And if you remember, even in the Arab summit, Pakistan was not even mentioned in the countries that were affected by terrorism or even supporting and countering terrorism. That was where, it seems that the U.S. administration, after Trump's, coming in power, actually is now reconsidering the fact that Pakistan might not be a very trustable ally to work with. And I think that is where it is all going, because even not only that he did not even mention Pakistan, he's also made this very clear that recommendations have been forwarded that every money that is going out in the form of a coalition support fund or aid to any country should be turned into loans, so that it can be repaid and interest can be charged on that. So I think that is that also highlights the fact that the US has not been very happy with Pakistan's progress, though Pakistan has a different point of view on that. And I think this report is hinting towards the same line, that there might not be more money coming in for Pakistan for war on terror.
All right, Hamza Amir, thanks so much for joining us. Let's move on now. After thumbing his nose at India from the stands of Edgbaston cricket ground, fugitive defaulter tycoon Vijay Mallya was at it again. This time Vijay Mallya was spotted attending a charity gala that was arranged by skipper Virat Kohli. Mallya, in fact, is the former owner of Royal Challengers Bangalore, the IPL side that Virat Kohli captains. Now, this charity event was organized to raise funds. Mallya, in fact, had earlier been defiant over his public appearances, asserting that he will keep cheering on for Team India. Vijay Mallya attended the India versus Pakistan match at Edgbaston in Birmingham of the ICC Champions Trophy, in which Kohli-led Indian team had won by 124 runs. Vijay Mallya fled India in 2016 after being named in the CBI's charge sheet on Kingfisher Airlines' unpaid loans to IDBI Bank. In fact, he owes Indian banks 9,000 crore rupees. Let's go straight across now to Atir for more details on this. Atir, despite being declared a proclaimed offender, Vijay Mallya continues with his public appearances and at the same time, each time rather, managing to cock a snook at Indian authorities.
Well, that's right. You see, Vijay Mallya, instead of empathizing with the employees whom he owes a lot of dues, And also, instead of repaying the loans which he has taken from the banks, he's hitting out at media. He's trying to make a point that life is as usual for him, and he will deliberately make public appearances to show that he's high profile. Nothing has changed for him. We know that he's facing court hearing in the Westminster Court in London, and later this month there will be a hearing in which Crown Prince Service is going to argue on behalf of the Indian government. There is a non-bailable warrant against him, which has been issued by Enforcement Directorate. CBI has charge-sheeted him. There is a clear-cut case of cheating against him. However, he is trying to dilly-dally the process of law.
Oh, absolutely. And that's probably why, his brazenness continues. Stay on with me, Atir. In fact, Vijay Mallya has even slammed the media for covering his presence at the India-Pakistan match in Edgbaston. He criticized the media for giving sensational news coverage of his presence at the match. He tweeted and said, "Wide sensational media coverage on my attendance at the India versus Pakistan match. I tend to attend all games to cheer on for Team India." So an unaffected, unfazed Vijay Mallya, Atir, they're saying that, no matter what happens, he will continue to make his presence felt at each of the match that, India plays. Isn't that an embarrassment for Indian authorities who are trying their level best to get him back here and to try him for the kind of loans that he has defaulted on?
Well, you see, the enforcement agencies have done their job. Amrika, they have done what they could do, and they are also actively pursuing his extradition in the UK court. But you know that the process of extradition takes time. But in the meanwhile, he knows very well that he's only been bound down by the Westminster Court, which means he cannot leave United Kingdom.
But wouldn't his unabashed, stand, his public appearances be such a letdown for creditors, who have been trying to recover dues amounting to 9,000 crore rupees?
Oh, absolutely, for the banks and also for the employees of Kingfisher Airlines who felt due. But we know that nothing seems to be pricking his conscience, and he is in a very brazen manner making public appearances, trying to make a mockery of the process of law and the media itself. But sooner or later, you see, he will have to face the process of law, and he will have to make an appearance in the court.
Right, Atir, we have been talking about the kind of efforts taken by the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI, who even paid a visit to London. What happened about those visits? What came out of that? They were also pursuing Vijay Mallya's extradition. We had teams from the CBI and from the Enforcement Directorate in London for quite a number of days.
Well, that's right. It was a team which was led by a very senior official from the CBI, Mr. Haqqani. There were Enforcement Directorate officials also who accompanied him. The basic purpose for this visit was to convince Crown Prosecution Service that there is a foolproof case against him. They also have convinced them that there is a similar law even in the UK under which he is an accused. So that exercise has been done. All the documents, non-bailable warrants, copy of charge sheet, and all the relevant documents have been furnished to them so that it makes it easier for the Crown Prosecution Service to argue on behalf of the Indian government for his extradition.
Okay, just stay on with me, Atir. While Vijay Mallya continues to remain unapologetic for the accusations that he faces, repeatedly making public appearances, we have a few reactions from a few employees, former employees of Kingfisher Airlines. Just let's listen in.